Welcome to the Creator Podcast, where you are created in God's image, and we're on this destined quest as entrepreneurs to continue to do the very best we can and to continue to be like the great Creator and focus on our life. And that's what this whole show's about, and to help along the entrepreneurial journey. And I just want to jump right in with a story. As things continue to progress in my life, I'm trying so hard to let go of my ego. And a mentor once told me that you have two parts of your ego. You have a big E, which is like you're flashy, look at me, look how cool I am, and you're worrying about the environment as well. And then you also have this little E that is the confidence, knowing that you can do it, right? Like, I know that I can run a business. And that's not because I'm arrogant or a douche. It's because I know I can. And I've just done it. And it naturally happens. I know that I can be self-employed. Well, here's the dilemma for me. And this is what happened today. I let the big E get in the way. And that made me feel, it kind of took my energy away. It doesn't make me feel good to be flashy. But for those that know me, I'm a huge basketball guy. I freaking love the sport. And I've been playing ever since I was a little kid. And once again, little E is like, I'm good at this sport. And I know when I walk on the court, I can go and I can put the ball in the hoop and I can play. And I like to have the ball in my hands because I know I can make something happen, especially when I'm playing with other people not at my skill level. Well, fast forward. There's a play. I start to trash talk a little bit because with that confidence, like, it's not like belittling other people. It's just, I'm going to shoot it. You better step up, right? And I'm have this little E and I'm just showing up, I'm playing, and I'm having a good game. And then things kind of go south. Someone starts chirping back at me, right? My small ego is starting to bug them and they start chirping off. And that's when I start firing back. Well, then it proceeded to go on after the game too. And at that point, it just ended up being a spiral effect to the big E coming out and me looking like a complete douche. And the purpose of this show is like forever a quest. It's forever a journey to really understand myself, right? This show is for me to get up, to speak out loud, to really get my thoughts together. 15 minutes of me just giving my thoughts on situations. But I look at it and reflect and go, man, you call yourself a coach, you call yourself a leader. Leaders don't belittle other people. Leaders don't flash their successes in front of other people and make other people feel less of a person. And it got me thinking. Now, I don't know if this guy listens to the podcast. If he does, I just want to say I'm sorry because I'm not perfect, but I'm striving to become. And this really threw me for a loop. I started going through and looking at all the reasons why I was justified. And although justified wasn't necessary, is that what the real Jesse wants to become? And as I look at my life and go, okay, this is a reflection. I'm getting this feedback for a reason. What is this feedback? And the feedback is I've got to be less quick on my tongue to back up my successes. And I just need to allow my success to speak for itself. I don't need to tell people how great I am. I don't need to remind people how relevant I am. That's for those that want to do that feel a need to be relevant, to remind people I'm still here, like I'm still great. But that's not what I need, because greatness comes through consistent dedication to becoming better. People can feel greatness. Greatness isn't a label, it's a feeling. If you stood in the room with a great athlete, let's say Kobe Bryant, the late Kobe Bryant, if you stood in a room with him, you would look at him and be like, this is a normal human being. Sure, he's taller than I am. He's more lanky, but what you would feel is the consistent dedication to greatness. And Kobe wouldn't have to tell you. Now, if you jumped on a court with Kobe, he would show that little E a little bit, right? He'd be out there, John, oh, you got to step up. You got to play quicker. You got to do this. He's going to be out there having a good time because he's confident and he's kind of like harassing you, coaching, getting in your mind a little bit, showing you that he is good, but he's not out there saying, look at me, I'm better than you. He's letting his game speak for himself. So how do I let my game speak for myself? How do I let my success really speak to other people? And it's focusing on these little things like this show today. Being less quick to open up my mouth and say how cool I am. Being less amazing as far as words go and more amazing as far as my actions. I know right now, you as a listener, you're feeling this. Like, I know you're feeling it. And I know what I'm speaking and saying is true to you. And it's resonating really, really strongly with you right now because you know you're very, very good at what you do. You're extremely good at what you do. But are you striving for greatness? Or are you telling people how great you are? Because the difference in the journey is the fact that if you're striving for greatness, you're focusing and you're reflecting like I'm doing right now. You're reflecting and saying, man, how can I improve? Whereas just telling people how great you are leaves you feeling empty. Once again, I want to apologize to the gentleman that I allowed my big E to just come out and be little. And that's not the Jesse I'm trying to become. And the Jesse I'm trying to become is a greater version like God, in essence, right? That's what this show's about. And if I'm becoming like God, God doesn't belittle us because of our insecurities or our inferiorities to him. He loves us. He encourages us. So today's episode, I just want to dig into that and ask you as a listener, are you letting the big E show itself too much in your life? Are you worried about too much of the external environment and what people think and the perceptions? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's you versus you. You should be caring about what you think of you. Everyone else will give their opinions and give their ideas of how things should be done based off their model of the world and their mindset. But you know that you are better than that. You know you're greater than that. And so why do you care about other people and their mindsets? You know deep down you have the confidence of knowing that you could become better. And you will become better. This episode's hard for me. This episode is very much like a reality check. Just like every episode on this podcast, honestly, it is just a reality check of how much more I have to become in order to fulfill my purpose here. See, if I want to focus on showing people how great I am, that's easy. Showing people how great you are is easy. But actually having people know and feel your greatness, that's the journey. Now, I say feeling greatness not because of all the accolades, but feeling that energy when you're around someone that is so confident in themselves, that is so loving towards other people, that you know that that person has something special. And we've all been around it, whether it's a professional athlete or maybe even a grandparent or a friend. There's just that person that we're attracted to because of the individual that they are. We want to talk about Jesus Christ. When he comes to this earth, that's what's going to happen. Is the greatness is going to radiate, because greatness is an energy, in my opinion. There's a reason why professional athletes step on the field, step on the court, and when they see someone that they've idolized their entire life, they feel inferior. There's a reason why you walk in to a room and you see someone that is extremely successful and you know more about that person, it's because you have the ultimate respect for that individual because of what they've overcome and what they've accomplished in their life and their dedication to greatness. And that's what I think we should all be striving for as human beings. I just want to say thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. I know that it's easy for the big E to come out, and it's easy for things to, it's easy for you to show and prove others with your words. But it's an entirely different game when you're trying to show through your actions. Now, I know some of us want that accolade. Some of us want that trophy, that award, that idea that we're the best in the company or we're the best whatever. But what really separates you from the best is your perfection and strive for greatness. It's not the trophy. Anyone can get a trophy. Anyone can get a reward. It's that feeling when someone walks in the room that we're all craving. That, man, something's different about that Jesse guy. That's what we're craving. Thank you again for listening to the show. If I struck an emotional chord, and I know with you I have, I know it. I know this really hit you. I'd invite you to share it with your friend. Share it with someone that's on the same path as you, someone you love and care about. I'd also invite you to leave an honest review of the show because I want to improve. I'm striving for greatness, and I don't know how much this show resonates with you unless I hear back. And so I'm asking with all humility to provide me some feedback because I need it. Because I'm on this journey of forsaking the big E and on this journey of perfecting the individual I am. Thank you so much for listening to Creator Podcast. Wish you all a happy, good morning.